What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a Q&A vlog. I think I haven't done this in maybe like a year and a half, so it's been a while since I've updated you guys on what's going on behind the scenes. So I did a question poll on Instagram, so these are all the questions I got. Before you say that I'm making up these questions and I'm asking them myself, these are all the questions, okay? I got receipts. So let's jump right into it, you guys. These are all the questions you guys had for me. So I haven't even looked at them because I posted it like while I was getting ready and I just got done getting ready. So I'm barely looking at them right now. So let's see. The first question is, and I feel like this question is a very good. It says, how did mama meet papa, which is my mom and dad? My mom and my dad actually met at a club, which is crazy because everyone says you can't meet like anybody at the club, but I've actually met a lot of people that have met their significant other at the club, and they didn't get divorced. You know, only my mom got divorced. But not that I'm saying go find a husband at the club, but I'm saying it's possible. But the way that they met is my dad used to be homies with one of my mom's primos. So I guess they went out to the club one time and my dad seen my mom, and then I think he told like my mom's cousin like, what's up with your prima? And then basically like my mom's cousin like hooked them up. So bet he regrets doing that, but that's how they met. Okay, someone's like, what is your ideal first date? Let's see. What's my ideal first date? I would say like dinner. Like going somewhere where you can have like dinner, maybe like a drink or two to take the edge off so things could go smoother. But yeah, I would definitely say dinner, but I'm open to like other ideas. Depending on what they are, but I love dinner and drinks. You know, that's like my fave go-to for the ideal date. And you guys, I have my little drinky drink right here. I prefer to drink Michelob Ultra or Modelo, but I didn't have Modelo and I didn't have Ultras. So I'm drinking this Corona Premier. It's supposed to be like a Michelob. Only 90 calories. It's not as good as a Michelob, but it'll do. That's all I had. So someone wants to know how to not nitpick when dating, because I know I know what I don't want and get the ick fast. Okay. So I have a friend. This is gonna sound so messed up, but I have a friend who's really, really pretty. And when she dates guys, like, they're not like maybe how you would say like the best looking. And no offense to anyone, because sometimes I might not be the best looking to someone else, you know? So everyone has different tastes. But I told my friend one time, because we're like, you know, best friends. And I told her like, how do you talk to that guy? Like, I would never see you talking to him. Like, you know, you're like so much prettier than him. And she told me like, you know what, friend, like when they start doing like, when they start like taking care of you and they're just really like attentive to stuff, not that I'm saying like materialistically, but they're just very attentive to you, she says that makes you grow love for them. So I think before someone gives you the ick with like something simple, because I could be like that too, you guys. And, you know, I could like nitpick at someone, or I'm like, oh, why did he wear that? Or, oh, why did he say that? But honestly, you have to get past that and give them another chance, because what if there's stuff that we do that gives them the ick, you know? So it kind of has to be like even. I hope that helps. Someone's like, how do you remain so skinny? I can't lose weight to save my life. Okay, guys. As you guys know, my weight fluctuates a lot. So I don't even feel skinny right now. I'm a foodie, so it's like I can't like, I mean I can, but I don't really eat clean. So what I try to do is I'll try to balance. So for like lunch, I'll have like a healthy like lunch, like maybe like a salad with chicken and hardly any dressing. And then like at night, I'll have like my real dinner. But I'll also do cardio. Cardio, you guys, helps you lose or maintain so much weight. Like, I highly recommend. I know cardio sounds like a drag to some people, but I actually prefer cardio because I'll just put on my headphones and I'll listen to music and I'll watch music videos and pretend I'm one of the baddies in the video. So someone's like, who's your celebrity dream man? I don't know about dream man, but my crush has always been Chris Brown, you guys. Ever since I seen him on the Run It video when I was like 15, oh my god, like I just fell in love with him and I've just loved him ever since. I think he's so fine and I love his music. Okay, so this is a good question, and I have this question. I always get asked this question. Like every time I do a Q&A, I always get asked this question. So I'm just going to get it out the way. Do you feel pressured to get married and have kids? Those of you guys who already know me that are OG followers, you guys already know I absolutely do not feel pressured. I don't feel pressured because it's never been a goal of mine to have kids and get married. You know, it might sound bad, it might not, but you know, no shade to anybody who that was their dream, to get married and have kids. No shade to you guys, but just growing up, like even as a little kid, I never talked about being a mom or getting married. Like that was never my thing. So I don't really feel like, oh, I feel pressured. Like I feel like I'm my own person, and I feel like I'm not like your typical like Mexican girl. Like I feel like I am in the sense like, okay, like I cook and I clean. Not that that's what we all are, or not that that's like that's all we are, you know. But you know, like I do cook, I clean and stuff. But I was never like, oh my god, I want to be a mom. And like for the longest, I didn't even want to have kids. And I still kind of stand by that. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, I want to have a baby. My best friends are, all my friends are moms. All of my friends, all of my best friends are moms, and they're married. And I always tell them like, do you guys see me with a kid? And they always tell me like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, really? But they always tell me like, it's because you haven't met like the love of your life yet. You haven't met someone that you want to give a baby to. So they're right about that, because if I would have had a baby by anyone that I've talked to in my past, I would have jumped off a bridge. But yeah, you guys, I don't feel pressured because it's not something that I really, really want. And I feel like now I'm to the point where like, if it happens, it happens. And if not, I'm not going to be depressed about it. Like I'm going to be fine. You know, I don't feel like I'm missing out. So that's just me, you guys. And then I also, like, for society, I know sometimes people, like, they just want to know, like, oh, you know, you're going to get married, or sometimes people are like, oh, do you want to have kids? When are you going to have kids? I know that a lot of you guys don't mean harm, but I feel like you guys should try to refrain from asking people when are they going to have kids when they don't have kids. Just because a lot of times, a lot of people can have kids, you guys. So, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, you know, what are you waiting for? And it's like, sometimes you don't know if that person can have kids or not. I know you don't mean harm, but sometimes it is like kind of a little touchy subject to some people. So I would recommend maybe you guys in the future try not to ask that to other people. You know, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm kind of open with my life, but just keep that in mind. So no, your girl is fine without no kids. And I always tell people, like, because then people are like, well, what are you gonna do when you get old? Girl, I'm already saving up for when I get old. I'm gonna put myself in a home, an old people home, and I'm gonna have the time of my life. Because I've been seeing those old people homes on TikTok and they're having a blast. So anyways, okay, someone's like, what's your favorite childhood memory? Honestly, I feel like my whole childhood, even the good, the bad, like I miss my whole childhood. I miss being a kid. It was hard, especially coming from like a broken home. You know, like going through your childhood when you're going through like a broken home. But honestly, like, I miss being a kid. So I couldn't even tell you like what's my favorite childhood memory, because I just feel like it's all of it. Like, the good and the bad. I just miss being a kid. and I miss just being worried about, oh, when am I gonna finish my homework or stuff like that. Like, okay, so someone is like, how's the dating life been? Let me take a little drinky drink to that. So the dating life, you guys, is very ghetto. I don't recommend. I recommend everyone stay where you're at. Sometimes I have friends that are like, oh, I just want to leave and start a new life. And I'm like, girl, stay where you're at because it's ghetto out here. The dating pool is ghetto. Everyone's just running wild out here, being ruthless. People are not honest anymore. So yeah, that's my review on the dating life. Right now, because I know you guys like to hear updates about like my love life. Right now, you guys, my options. Okay, so right now I'm single. Let's say that I'm single. And I'm just keeping my options open. That's all it is right now. I'm getting to know people, not nobody that I'm like, I'm not no one that I'm super involved in. I'm just like getting to know people like, hey, how are you? Where'd you grow up? Stuff like that. I don't have like no one serious right now. I'm just getting to know people and I'm keeping my options open. So unless someone that I'm really into is like, hey, like, let's be exclusive. Like until then, my options are fucking open. And honestly, you guys, unless you like the person and you guys talk about it, like, hey, like, let's be exclusive. We're still talking, but we're exclusive. Like, let's be exclusive. Like, if it's like that, then fuck it, you know? Like, get rid of your options. But until you know for sure, don't put your eggs all in one basket. Because I have a friend who's older. And I was talking to her about dating. And then her husband came, and you know, her husband's older. And I don't know if he hasn't dated in a while, or maybe some people like they date like this. I don't know. But he was like, oh, you know, if you're going to talk to other people, if you're going to talk to multiple people, then you need to tell each and every one of them like that, you know, because when you're talking to someone, you should only talk to that one person. But I'm like, what? I just feel like if we're in the talking stage and we're not exclusive to each other, why would I save myself for you? Like, unless we both agree, like, we're going to be exclusive with each other. Like, I just feel like, what's the point of talking then? Because how are you going to meet someone and then, like, your first week, you guys are talking and you're like, oh, this is going to be the only person I talk to from now on. Like, I feel like you should only do that when you're dating, like when you're in actually relationship together, or maybe when you've been talking for a while. But I don't know about me going on one date with you and I'm already like, oh, I'm not going to talk to nobody. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Okay, someone's like, what foundation do you use? Recommend for dry skin? So I use Frankie Rose, you guys. I love Frankie Rose. I've been using it for years. And I have super dry skin. What I like about it, it's very diverse. You can use it for dry skin or oily skin. So yeah. Use your girl's discount code if you guys want to try it. It's MOV. That's my discount code. Okay, so someone's like, why aren't you with the fam as much? So I still hang out with my family a lot. Lately, I have been going out a little more. So I love my family to death, you guys. I love my family, but you know, it's different when you're single. Just because, you know, like the twins, they both have boyfriends and they have kids, you know, so sometimes they can't do the same stuff that I could do. So I have been branching out a little more and going out with like friends or like my cousin, you know. But I'm with my family still a lot, you guys. Like, I love my family. I'm still riding with them, but I just been doing a little more single ladies stuff. Last year, I told myself that I was going to step out more. Just because me, you guys, I know, believe it or not, I'm more of a homebody. I know you guys see me out, but I'm like, I would prefer to just like be at home, have a little sesh. If you don't know what a sesh is, ask someone in the comments. Have a little sesh, watch some movies or make dinner, like, or make, you know, like that's just more my thing. So a lot of times I wouldn't really step out. And not that I'm saying like, oh, you need to go clubbing or nothing like that. But But I feel like when you're a single woman, it's not really good to be like enclosed in your home every day. Like, it's cool if you're like a homebody, it's cool, but I also feel like if you're looking to meeting someone else, it's gonna be hard for you to meet them if you're just at home every day. Like, they're not gonna come and knock at your door. So I've been trying to step out more, and it's crazy because I know a lot of people and they always tell me like, Mo, come out, and I'm just like, I'm always so lazy. But I've been trying to get out more, you guys. I've been trying to get to know LA more and just kind of do my own thing. So yeah, that's where I've been. Okay guys, so I got this question a lot. Do you regret your BBL? I do not. I do not regret it. Would I recommend anyone to get a BBL or just cosmetic surgery? I don't recommend it, you guys, because it's dangerous. Like I did it, but I did it like risking myself. So it's like, I don't recommend it, but if you want to do it, I support it 100. Just make sure, you guys, make sure that you're looking into your doctors. Make sure that you're healthy. Usually, like, if you're going to a good doctor, they'll do blood work on you. So keep an eye out for that. When you're going to a good doctor, they want to make sure that you're healthy. So they'll do blood work on you. They'll check your heart, and your heart's kind of like one of the main things that you want to check. So do all your health checks, and just make sure you do your research. But yeah, guys, I don't regret it. I do feel like my butt is a little too big. Maybe not a little, it's a lot big. But keep in mind, I gained a lot of pounds. I think I gained like right now I'm at 20 pounds over from when I first got operated. So when I first got operated, I was like 145, and now I'm like 160. You do gain weight after surgery, you guys. So if you guys are thinking about getting like your first surgery, you gain weight. I don't know what it is, but you gain a lot of weight after that. And you have to maintain it. Like, I don't get when people are like talking shit to people who have BBLs and like they post themselves working out. And they're like, you know that you had to pay for that. Like, you didn't work out for it. Like, I think people think that people who have BBLs and post working out, I think people who are, well, not everyone, but I think some people think like, oh, you're just trying to, you know, fool people into thinking that you worked out for that ass. Like, no, you guys, when you get a BBL, or even if you just get lipo, you have to work out. You have to keep up with your body. I mean, unless there's people saying like, oh no, I got this fat ass from working out. Like, okay, that's taking it too far. But just because someone with the BBL posts that they're working out, that doesn't mean that they're saying that they got it from working out. It's like, we have to work out. And if anything, you probably have to work out even more. Because like, you're just going to gain so much weight. I don't know what it is. But I do feel like my ass is a little too fat, but it's just me because I gained weight. When I first came out of surgery, my ass didn't look that big. But it's just over time, you know, I gained weight and now my ass is like big. But I would want to take out some, of my ass. I would want to take out some of my butt. But I heard that surgery is dangerous. I'm still thinking about it. I haven't completely said no. But I heard it's more dangerous to take out the fat out of your butt. And sometimes you kind of need to do like a tuck. Because if you take out too much fat, your skin might be like saggy. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I decided to get my BBL, believe it or not. I've never shared this with you. I decided I want to get a BBL at 18 years old. When I was 18, BBLs weren't even popping like that. Only like lipo was like popping, but BBLs weren't really popping. So since I was 18 years old, I knew I always wanted a surgery, but I couldn't afford it. So what made me, and I'm not going to blame nobody, you guys. All the decisions that I did them because I wanted to do them. So this is not blame towards nobody. But I feel like what kind of like made me start thinking of changing my body was, and I feel like a lot of Latinas could like relate to me. When I was little, okay, so I don't even know how to say this because I don't want to make my mom seem like a bad person or anything. I just feel like it just, you know, my mom's very old school and they have no filter. So I don't want to sound like a crybaby or anything, but ever since I was like a little kid, my mom would kind of comment on my body a lot. So like I think ever since I was like 11 or 12, she kind of started it, like commenting on my body. So when I was like, well, my natural body, I was always skinny, but I always had like a pudge in my stomach. Like I always had like a little stomach pudge, but I was always very skinny. So like I just remember being little and my mom would always like say comments like, "Oh, estás bien panzona." Like panzona means like, "Oh, you have a big belly." Um, so I feel like growing up, like my weight always fluctuated. Like I was never comfortable with my weight because I always felt like I was like too big whenever my mom would like say stuff. And like my mom would always be like, "Oh, when I was your age, I was so skinny." And I'm thinking like, "Yeah, bro, because you guys didn't eat meat because you guys were poor." Which my mom always told me she never ate meat because they were really poor, so they would only eat beans. So she grew up just eating beans, you know? So I would be thinking like, "Yeah, mom, you guys were like poor. You guys didn't have a lot of food to eat. Like that's why, you know, like." But anyways, so yeah, she would comment on my body a lot. So as soon as she would start commenting on my body, I would like I would immediately like control my eating habits, or like I wouldn't want to eat a lot. Or there was days where I would go like hours without eating because I was just like so desperate to get skinny, so my mom would like not say that I was panzona. And then once I turned into a teenager, my mom was always like paranoid that I was gonna be like a teen mom because my sister got pregnant young. So I feel like my mom was overly like paranoid. So whenever like I was on my period, or like, you know, I don't know, I was just like gaining a little bit of weight, my mom would be like, "Are you pregnant?" And she would be dead ass, you guys. Like, she'll be like, "No más que me salgas con tu domingo siete." Like, "Oh, let me just find out you're pregnant." And she would like dead ass accuse me that I'm pregnant just because I'm a little bloated. And I'm like, bro, can a girl just be bloated for a day? So yeah, I always felt like really insecure with my body. And to be fair, I don't think my mom realized how much of an impact her words were like making on me. So I don't think she meant to be like hurting my feelings or anything. Like the only thing that I could say is like thanks to her always being like that with me, like now I'm kind of like, not that I'm saying it's good to be like that, but I'm kind of weight conscious now. So like I always like try to pay attention to my weight. So if I start gaining weight, I immediately get into my head like, "Oh my God," like I feel like maybe it's just the way. And my mom was like that. My mom was, to be fair, my mom was like that with all of us. Me, the twins, my sister. The twins are obviously very petite, so they didn't get it as bad as me and my sister because we're built a little more thick. We're more like team thickness, you know? So yeah, so if you guys have little girls, and I know like if you guys say comments like that, I know that you guys don't mean like anything bad, but if you guys do have little girls, just kind of watch when you comment on their body. I don't honestly think, looking back, we shouldn't comment on, you know, our kids' bodies or the little kids in our life, especially like little girls. I feel like we shouldn't comment on their bodies, you know. I get it if they're like maybe like a little overweight, like obese, and then you tell them like, "Hey, you know, I think your eating habits could be a little better." If it's like that and you approach it a certain way, then I feel like that's like okay. But I feel like us as Latinos, especially Latino women, I feel like we should kind of get out of the habit of like picking on our girls over their weight. Because like I said, you guys, I don't even want to blame my mom, but I do feel like it did have an influence on me making my decision. So my thing is, when I got like my BBL, I didn't even really care about the ass part. I cared more about, oh, I want to have a flat stomach. Like the ass part was just, I was never insecure about my ass. It was more my stomach. I hated my stomach. I hated having a pudge. So that's why I did it. So now I'm happy, like my stomach is flat, but you know, you do risk your life. So it's very dangerous. That's why I never like, you know, I never say, "Oh, you should get it." But if you do want to get it, I support you. But yeah, really think about it, you guys. So On to the next question. Okay, someone, and this is a very good question, you guys, because I just asked my dad this question. I love asking old people questions because I just like to know like what their take is on stuff. This is why I love this question. What era in your life do you wish you could go back to? And my era, you guys, is being a teenager. I fucking miss being a teenager so much. Like, I wish I could go back. I'm not gonna lie, I did struggle in school. This is gonna sound very bad. I hated school, you guys. Kids, don't be like me. Love school. But me, I hated school, you guys. I think it was because I was very macetona. Like, I was very hard-headed. And I always tell you guys, I think I have like undiagnosed ADHD because I feel like it's very hard for me to concentrate. Or is it ADD? I don't know, one of the two. But yeah, but other than me struggling in school, I miss being a teenager, you guys. Like, I don't even miss like my early 20s. Like, I miss being a teenager. Things were so much easier back then. It's like you're almost an adult, but you're also still kind of a kid, you know? So you kind of get the best of both worlds. And when you're a teenager, all you got to worry about is, you know, school. That's all. Honestly, that's all I really worried about was school. I remember when I was a teenager, my mom had me on lockdown, you guys. Like, out of all my friends, believe it or not, I was the one on lockdown. My mom did not let me go out. So I would lie to her and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go eat a little comidita. I would call it comiditas. Comidita is like, oh, I'm going to go to a little dinner. So I'll be like, oh, mom, I'm going to go to my friend's little dinner. And like, I would lie, you guys. That was the only way my way out the house. But I miss being a teenager, you guys. And I asked my dad, because, you know, my dad's like 70, like 172. I forget my dad's age. But I asked my dad, like, Dad, like what era? Because think about it, you guys. My dad was born in the 50s. So my dad has lived through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s. So I asked him, like, what era of your life do you miss the most? And he was like, I miss being a teenager. And that made me sad because I'm like, damn, it's been so long since my dad's been a teenager. But I feel like we could all relate. Like, being a teenager, like, man, those were the days. I miss being a fucking teenager. Okay, so this is a very good question. Do you agree every man cheats nowadays? Let me take a little sippy sip to that. I usually don't drink my beer with straws, you guys, but I didn't want to mess up my lip gloss, so. Okay. Do you agree every man cheats nowadays? Okay. So I honestly truly believe no. I don't think every man cheats. I feel like the type of guys that I like cheat, yes. But there are girls who have very good taste in men, and I feel like there are men who like want to dedicate themselves to you and don't want to like be with no one else. Unfortunately, a lot of girls have issues and maybe went through some trauma, and that's why we kind of pick like shitty men. But, and you guys want to know something? My mom didn't even give me hope because my mom was like, when are you gonna get married? And like, dude, my mom, like, you know what, she doesn't even push me anymore, but you know, back in the day she used to be like, when are you gonna get married and have kids and this and this and that. And then I'm like, no, mom, like, I don't want to be tied down to nobody, like. And she would tell me, like, if you think you're gonna find a man that doesn't cheat, you're wrong, they all cheat. And I'm like, what the hell? What kind of encouragement is that, mom? You know? But no, I honest to God, I feel like there are men who don't cheat. It's just that I think us girls, sometimes we go to what's familiar to us, and sometimes what's familiar to us is not healthy. So I honest to God feel like I've met good men in my life who would have been faithful, but I'm like, fuck, I'm a dumbass and I just didn't, you know. But no, you guys, don't lose hope. For real, don't lose hope, you guys. I feel like there are men who would not cheat. We just need to give them a chance. We need to give that guy a chance. Okay, before we keep going with the cheese mat, I'm just gonna reapply my lip gloss real quick. And you guys, I'm using the Frankie Rose lip gloss in the shade Girl Boss. This is one of my favorite shades. And my discount code is MOV. Okay. Back to the cheese mix because I know that that's what y'all came for. Alright, let's see. Oh my god, everyone keeps asking me, what have you been up to this past year? Seems like you're not around those twins as much. Everyone is so concerned. Oh my god. You guys, I'm just living my life. I'm trying to live my life as a single woman. So I've been going outside, as if that's okay with people. I've been going outside a little more. Like I said, I love being with my family and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But lately I've been wanting to open up my horizon more and, you know, go out, meet new people, do things as a single girl. So yeah, I'm still with my family a lot, you guys, don't get me wrong. But okay, someone wants to know, any tips on how to find a man without a baby mama? Okay, you guys, so I feel like, I mean, it kind of, honestly, I feel like it kind of depends on your age. I feel like my age, it's a little harder to find guys with no kids. So like, if you were to ask me, do you want a guy with kids or no kids? Obviously I'm gonna say I would prefer a man with no kids, but at my age it's kind of hard, just because it sounds bad, but I feel like a lot of guys my age got freaking someone pregnant like in their teenage years. So yeah, I feel like there are guys that don't have baby mamas. They're still out there, rare, but they're still out there. If you're a younger person, then you're gonna have better luck with that. But what I would recommend, you guys, if you guys do find someone that has a kid or a baby mama, I would recommend that try not to date someone that has like a baby under like 3. I almost even want to say 4, but I would say at least 3. Just because like I feel like when it's like a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, or like a 3-year-old, I feel like there's still feelings involved regardless of the situation. You know, one person created another life with another person, so I feel like that's just kind of a bond that's hard to break. And like, I remember with all of my friends who had kids, their baby daddies would always be hitting them up. Like, it's even if they were with someone else already, like they would still hit up like their baby mama, you know. So a lot of people, you know, there are some people who do end things very fast. Sometimes people end things when the baby's born, you know. There are situations like that, but I would really do my research, just because you don't want to get hurt and you don't want to be involved in a situation like that, you guys. Like, I would recommend stay away. Like, if you meet, stay away, guys, or just do your research really good. Well, this person has a foot fetish. They're like, photos of your beautiful white with gray tips Hanes socks, please. Someone wants to know, when are you doing more storytime YouTube videos? You know what, you guys? So I hadn't made a cheesemate video in a long time for you guys. Just because I was like, oh, it's recent. Like, the shit that would happen to me was recent. So, but now I haven't made one in a while. So I think enough time went by where I could tell you guys a good cheesemate story. And I've also been thinking about doing one with Crystal, because Crystal has a lot of good cheesemate stories too. So if you guys want a cheesemate time with Crystal, drop it down in the comments. Okay guys, someone wants to know, do you still smoke? So before, you guys, I would smoke every day. So yes, I still smoke. I just don't smoke every day anymore. Now it's more like if I had a long ass day, or like if I'm at a party or something. So yeah, I still smoke. I just don't do it every day no more. So yeah, I've answered this question a couple times, but I feel like people sometimes miss it when I say that. So yeah. Okay, this is a good question. How is the dating life in LA? Don't get me started, you guys. Don't get me started. There was one point in my life where I was like, I'm tired of these Northern California men. Girl, I thought Southern California was where it was at, but it is not. I repeat, it is not. I miss the men from up north because the LA men, you guys, are so fucking sassy. It's crazy. Like, it's the sassy apocalypse out here. You know, not all of them. Not all of them. If you're not one of those men, don't get offended. You would only get offended if you're one of them. But they're very sassy, and yeah, it's just the dating scene, you guys, is so, you know what, you guys? So you guys know I'm from all over California. You know, I was born in West Covina, which is like, you know, out here. Then I moved to Fresno. I grew up in Fresno. Then I moved to Sacramento, which is like more up north, and then I moved to LA. So I started in the middle of Cali, which was Fresno, went to Sacramento, and then I'm down here. And you know what, you guys? The LA dating scene reminds me of Fresno. Like, literally, the reason why I left Fresno, well, one of the reasons, I left for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons was dating in Fresno was fucking horrible. Everyone knew everyone. The girls were fighting for men like if they had they were fighting for these men like if they were a bag of gold. Like, it's crazy. And I feel like out here in LA, apart from the guys being sassy, I feel like the girls want to be fighting for guys that are like not even worth it. And like, I don't know, it's just crazy. Since it is a bigger city, you're like competing with a lot more people out here. So it's just the dating scene in LA, it's very hard. And I remember like, you guys, I remember like my first heartbreak. I remember my first heartbreak in LA. Oh my God, you guys, I was fucking going through it. And I remember like I was fucking going through it for a while. And you know, Crystal heard me out. She heard me out every day. But you know, after a while, you gotta be like, okay, bitch, like it's time to like stand the fuck up. And you know, so she heard me out for like, you know, a good while. And then after a while, she's like, well, bitch, you're gonna be dating in LA, bitch? Well, you better fucking get used to these LA motherfuckers, because that's how they are. So you better man up. But honestly, that's what I needed to hear at that time. I honestly needed to hear that. And I swear, after that, I'm like, these men are ruthless, and you damn near need to give them the same energy. If they're being good guys, then be nice. But if they're fucking keeping a certain energy, then you gotta act the same way. Cause girl, these streets will eat you the fuck up. Dating in LA is horrible. Don't recommend. I honestly miss Sacramento, cause Sacramento's not as bad in dating at all. Okay, someone wants to know best memories with the twins. Honestly, my best memories with the twins was when we were little. Me and the twins, you guys, we had to grow up really fast because both of our parents were single parents. So, you know, their mom was a single mom. And then my mom was also a single mom. So I think my best memories was when our parents were at work. And you know, we had a job to do, you guys. Like, even though we were coming home from school tired, we would still cook, we would clean, and then we would still find playtime. Like, it's crazy. Like, we were like 10, 11 years old already, like doing adult shit. Like, we would like clean the house, and once we were done cleaning the house, we would go play. So I remember like my best memories were like back in the day, like we would really play. Like, the kids now, I feel like they don't play like that no more. But I remember back then we would play like Office. We would have like a keyboard, didn't even have the computer, but like we would play Office, and like one of us would set up a desk, and like we would like set up the whole desk with like a keyboard and paper and stuff. And like the other person would come in and pretend like they were coming into an office. Or like we would play school a lot. So obviously since I was the oldest, I would be the teacher. So me and the twins are 5 years apart. So I would be the one to play the teacher and they were the students. Or we would play like hide and go seek. Or like, I remember during the summer, like one of my best memories, and I always tell the kids this, and they think we're lame, but whatever. We didn't have a pool growing up. So back in the day, we had the sprinklers. And you know, it's the sprinklers that they go like that. So they could like water the whole lawn. And bro, we would have so much fun with those fucking sprinklers. Like we would put our cleaning clothes on and we would like jump over the sprinklers and we would literally have so much fun. It'd be me, the twins, and Ruben, and we would have such a fucking blast with the sprinklers. Like, so I think those were like one of my best memories when we were little with the twins. Okay, someone's like, do you like doing cooking videos or do you feel like you're obligated to do them? Absolutely not. I do not feel obligated. I love cooking, you guys. Like, I love cooking. I love my cooking videos. Like, I'm actually a little sad that a lot of the cooking videos are doing better on TikTok than YouTube because I just love doing cooking videos so much. But that's just me because I feel like that's my hobby. I like cooking. Like, whenever I'm bored, I'll just look up cooking videos, and like cooking comes so easy to me, you guys. Like, I mean, I'm still working on my rice and I'm still working on how to make tortillas. But besides that, I love cooking. I learn it fast. Whatever recipe it is, I learn it fast. I would want to go to culinary school. When I was little, my dad asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I said I wanted to be a chef. And I told him that when I was like 8 years old. So I feel like I've always known that I love cooking. And I definitely get it from both of my parents. Because both of my parents are cooks. They love cooking. And even like my dad's dad used to like cooking. So I think it runs in the family. So even if I'm not filming, like I'll cook. Like I'll just cook random stuff. Like, and I feel like me, like cooking, like it fills my heart. Like just cooking for my family or cooking for my friends, or even if a new person is gonna try my food, like I don't know, it like fills my heart and it makes me happy to like cook for them. Like, I don't know, it's weird. So yeah, I love doing my cooking videos, you guys. And honestly, I hope to God I could take it to the next level. I need to start working on that. I want to eventually open up like a restaurant, or you know, maybe for starters have like a little taco truck. You know, I probably wouldn't sell tacos, but like just sell Mexican food, like in a little lonchera. That's definitely on one of my goals. I've even thought about catering. I'm thinking about doing catering. I love being a YouTuber. I love being a content creator, but my heart is in cooking. So I think maybe I want to try doing catering soon. So yeah, keep your eye out because Mo might be in your area catering. I'll definitely let you guys know, but that's something I would want to do. I talked to one of my homies who actually has a catering business and cooks super bomb. Shout out to Sagitario. He cooks super bomb, estilo sinaloense, so fire. You guys can find him under Sagitario on Instagram. But yeah, I was getting tips from him. So luckily I have good people like on my team who are willing to give me good tips in order to start. So yeah, maybe I just need a little push, but that's something that I definitely want to do. So cooking, whatever I do in life, I just hope that it's with cooking, because that's literally where my heart's at, and it'll never feel like a job to me because that's what I love to do. Okay, someone wants to know, ¿cómo sigues con tu fibrosis y qué te ha ayudado? I'm going to give this answer in Spanish because I think she's a Spanish speaker. And then I'll tell you guys in English. Para mi fibrosis estaba peor cuando apenas me operé. Pero luego empecé a agarrar los masajes y los hice una vez cada semana. Y lo hice por meses. Todavía tengo fibrosis, pero ya no se mira como antes. Se mira mejor. porque antes se miraba bien feo. La fibrosis es algo que puedes agarrar cuando te haces la lipo. Es cuando te hacen la lipo bien agresivo o agresiva, no sé cuál se usa, pero cuando te hacen la lipo así bien agresiva, hay veces que te dejan marcas y eso es la fibrosis. Entonces agarrando masajes es lo que me ayudó. Yo voy con esencia, aquí creo que están en Pico. Y ellos hacen el mejor trabajo en los masajes para quebrar o quitar la fibrosis. So this person wants to know how am I doing with my fibrosis and if it got better. So basically what fibrosis is, if you're not aware, fibrosis is something you could get after getting lipo. And you can get that when they're doing lipo on you and they're too aggressive. So when they're like being very aggressive, when they're taking the fat out, it could leave marks on you. So you can have those marks after surgery. And sometimes they don't fully go away. Like mine have not fully gone away. But what I did to help with the fibrosis is I had to get massages. So you go to like a massage spot that specializes in that. I go to Essentia. I'll put it in the description box. If you guys want to check it out on Instagram, but I've shown them on my vlogs a lot of times. So I go there and they'll give me like massages, and basically what the massages do is it breaks down the fibrosis. It does hurt a little bit. Anytime you're trying to break down fibrosis, it does hurt a little bit. But you could take like ibuprofen if you can't take it. I could take it. It's not that like it hurts, but it's not like, oh my god, like unbearable. So yeah, I do recommend that you get the massages for breaking down fibrosis, and I recommend miso shots. You can get miso shots, and that also helps break down, like, basically it's scar tissue. Okay, someone wants to know, when will we see you with a boyfriend? The thing is, you guys, if you're new to like my channel or just meeting me, I'm always very private with my love life. When I tell you guys chisme videos about people who I've dated in the past, like these people are from like a long time ago. Like whenever I talk to you guys about a guy, it's never someone that's recent. It's always like someone from a long time ago. So I feel like since I started my YouTube channel, I think I started my YouTube channel back in 2018. Some people have thought that I've just been single this whole time. I've been in relationships since I started my YouTube channel. You know, I've been in different relationships, not a lot, but 2018, you know, I met different people. But I don't really like to share my love life or who I'm with. Just because, I don't know, like I just feel like I feel like things are, the way my life is set up, I just feel like things go better for me when I'm quiet about them. And also because I haven't met someone where I'm like, oh, this person, I can see myself moving in with them, or like, you know, we're gonna have a baby together. Like, I feel like I haven't met anyone yet where I'm like, oh my god, like this person, I want to show them to my viewers. Like, I don't know, I like to keep my life very private. So when I do have a boyfriend, you guys probably won't even know about it, like unless I'm fucking getting married or I'm gonna have a baby or something. So yeah, I like to be very private. And also I feel like when I'm dating, like I don't like to show who I'm talking to, especially like if I'm like in a relationship in the beginning, just because like what if it doesn't work out with that person and then I end up talking to someone else, and then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna show you guys the next person, and then I'm gonna just show you guys like like, no, I don't like to do that. I know some people like to post every person they talk to. No shade to you guys, but I don't like that for me. So yeah, not everyone needs to know who I'm talking to. Someone's like, do you have a 9 to 5 or just an influencer? So this must be a new viewer. So I used to have a 9 to 5, you guys. I think I quit. Okay, so correction. I told you guys I started my YouTube channel 2018. I think I started it 2017. Like the ending of 2017. And then I quit my 9 to 5 at the end of 2018, like October 2018. That's when I quit my 9 to 5. So before that, you guys, I worked my whole life like a 9 to 5. And I used to work like overtime, you guys. Like I used to work 12-hour shifts sometimes. So in case you guys are new, I used to work at the bank before I quit here. So some of the things that I've done in the past, my very first job was babysitting Gordo. So I graduated high school when I was 17 years old, and Gordo was like a newborn, and my sister, when she had to go back to work, she needed a babysitter. So I was hired as a babysitter, like a real babysitter, you guys. And that was my first job. And then, well, my official first job was working at, so I got 2 jobs at the same time. So this is once I was 18. I got a job at a Chinese buffet. I was a host. And I worked at Hollister. Believe it or not, Monique Villa, used to work at Hollister. And I'm saying that because, you know, no shade, but they have a lot of Caucasians working there, or like people that are very whitewashed. So I did feel very, very out of place there. Like everyone was super nice. I will say that. Everyone, all my coworkers were super, super nice. But I felt very out of place there. So yeah, I worked at Hollister when like it was super dark in there. Once I was like 18, about to turn 19, I got a job at a preschool, and I worked there for a couple years. I think that kind of traumatized me too on having kids, because that shit was crazy. Very good birth control, I must say. But after that, I worked at, so once I turned like 22, I started working in wireless. And I worked at Cricket, I worked at Boost Mobile, and I worked at Metro. And then once I moved from Fresno, so when I was in Fresno, I was a manager at Metro PCS. Well, actually, I was working in Madera at the time. I lived in Fresno, but I was working at the Metro PCS in Madera. I think it was Country Club where I worked. There was like a little shopping center called Country Club. Anyways, your girl was hustling them phones, because we had a little quota. We had to sell at least 3 phones a day. And then once I was a manager, like they expected me to sell even more, so I had to like triple it. So yeah, you guys, I feel like that's why I'm very good at like sales pitching, because of those jobs. And I feel like it made me be like an outgoing person, because before I was working in customer service, like before I started working in my wireless jobs, like I was a very quiet girl. I was quiet, super shy. But in order to meet your quota, you have to talk to people. So I kind of practice, and like now you can't get me to shut the fuck up. So now I like talk too much. But anyways, so yeah, once I moved from Fresno, I got a job in Sacramento, and that's how I ended up in Sacramento. I got a job at the bank, and I was a business banker. So I started out as a regular business banker, and there was a high demand for Spanish business bankers. So I got switched over to be a business banker for the Spanish department. And you guys, I basically only talked to business owners that spoke Spanish. I was working at the bank for a few years, and then at the ending of 2017, maybe beginning 2018, I started my YouTube channel. So by then the twins already had, if you guys know, the twins are my nieces, they already had their YouTube channel for maybe like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years. I might be wrong, but it was like their beginning. And how I started my YouTube channel is they had me do a chisme video on their channel, and everyone was hyping me up like Mo should do her own video, like her own channel. So then the twins were like, fuck it, you should do it. Like, shout out to the twins, because I made my YouTube channel because they're the ones that like helped me out and like convinced me to do it. And so I ended up making my channel, which you guys, I didn't even think I was gonna make it this far, only because like I'm a little camera shy. I'm very talkative in real life, but I was a little camera shy at the time. So you're gonna start this YouTube channel and you're gonna quit your job. And I was thinking like, fuck, quit my job? Like, I don't know, because I had worked my whole life, you know. I didn't know, like I was like, what, a YouTube channel is gonna like be financially stable? Like, I don't know. So I ended up starting my YouTube channel, and as soon as I started my YouTube channel, you guys, it was a hit. It was like an immediate hit. Not that I'm like a super famous person, but it was like a super hit, and it did really, really good. And I had my YouTube channel for like a year, I want to say, because I was making, at that time, I was making more money on YouTube than what I was making at work. So after I got a little more comfortable, I was like, okay, like I'm making more money on YouTube than what I am from my 9 to 5. And I just decided, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just quit. And yep, I ended up quitting. The day that I told my boss, she was crying, you guys. Like, not to toot my own horn, but she was crying. But I feel like because I'm very like an outgoing person, so me and my boss, like, we were really cool. Long story short, I ended up quitting my job, and honestly, best decision ever made. I was very, very scared, and I was very, very nervous, but sometimes you gotta just throw yourself to the sharks in order to see, like, if you, in order to live out your dream, you know. So but yeah, you guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys like this Q&A. Don't forget to check out my other social medias, you guys. I have Snapchat, I have Instagram, I have TikTok. So yeah, make sure you guys check me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is 2025, the beginning of 2025. 2025's updated Q&A. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching Mo Money's channel.